Okay, today we are diving in with what could only be seen as a love story, but I haven't started yet. I'm using the Animal Spirit deck, and the card that's coming out is the Swan, mirroring love in vibration, often what we would call a twin flame. But I've got loads of content over here talking about what a true twin flame is. And my definition of a true twin flame is your chakra falling in love with your chakra. Your root chakra falling in love with your sacral falling in love with your solar plexus falling in love with your heart falling in love with your throat falling in love with your third eye, and your third eye falling in love with your crown. Oh, did you hear that? Is that the most beautiful, profound love you've ever heard? That is the truest twin flame within any of us. That is true love. I cannot think of another word and another way to describe true love other than all of your chakras making love to each other, sharing, aligning, glowing, ascending. That's true love. Only then can you really have a beautiful, profound, wholesome, long-term committed relationship when all of your chakras know each other. All of your chakras are having one giant polyamorous orgy every day, every minute, every second, evolving, aligning, ascending, swirling around in a pool of love and light. That is what true love is. So let's see what the cards have to say, because that's my perspective. So let's see what the cards have to say about it, shall we? Because this could be a lover, now that you've got your chakras on check, or this could be a chakra story about how to love yourself more. So we're going to dive in and see, shall we? What is coming out? Okay. This is intense because I wasn't expecting this, but when there is love to this degree, we must meet the shadow first, clearly. First card coming out, trapped in fear. Eight of Swords, followed by the Devil, followed by the Moon, followed by Strength. Straight away, I'm looking at the very intensive yin of the situation. We've started the reading and we're sitting in yin. It's heavy, it's burdensome, it's overwhelming, but you've had strength. Someone's been praying, someone's been meditating, someone has been working on their solar plexus. Wow. You've been triumphant, because now sitting on top of the Eight of Swords, the trapped in fear, is the Ace of Swords. Wow, you've worked through any confusion in the mind. You've had confidence to take on your devil. You've been through shadow work, dark night of the soul. You've been working on yourself intently. You've been speaking on the shadow, speaking on the moon phase. The moon on the 5th of May is going to be incredibly significant for you. Full moon energy. 2 nines are coming out as well now. Strength is coming out with solitude. The Hermit and Strength are coming out. This is a very serious energy of it is over. Never again are you going to go through this. Never again. 9's out again. 999. You could be a Virgo. Emergency alert. Even if you're not a Virgo, go and listen to the Virgo reading titled Emergency Alert. Because in that, I really praise Virgo for the journey they've been on. And their energy is incredible and beautiful. And you can just see the ascension that they've gone through. It's such a sexy, divine vibration. You've really been through it. You've pulled away from a lot of people. You've had to go within. You've had to rewrite a contract, rewrite legal agreements, change your home, change your relationships, end a relationship, move away from family and friends, make serious legal decisions. Change your home address, move state, move location, return from a travel overseas, repair a relationship, heal after miscarriage or divorce or separation or loss. Recover after absolute financial sabotage, financial despair, losing lots of money. Only having God to walk with on this journey, but there's been love all the way through it. Wow, now we're getting to the true story. There's been a love all the way throughout all of this. All the examples I've given you, different for all of you, but the one thing that remained throughout this time was the love. It was an obstacle. It was painful. Mentally conflicting, but you stayed positive throughout all of this. You took the shadow on. You took the devil on. Loads of content I had out about taking on the devil. Yeah? Stepping into the devil's lair, removing the devil. You did that. While everyone else was running away from the darkness, trying to escape and move into the light, you went down into the darkest parts of yourself, the darkest parts of the psyche. You wanted to meet who you really were. You had desire for more. Some of you, this is a lover. So this is deep, because some of you, this is a love that you've always had, a passion you've always had. But it could be someone you've always loved, someone you've always you felt destined to be with, a destined career, a destined person, a destined dream, a wish. You've always, all your life, you've had this one wish. No one would ever know what this wish was. You never spoke about it to anyone else, but it wasn't even at the back of your mind. It was always at the forefront of your mind. This dream, this vision, and then everything around you in life was rocking that belief system. But you've had it since childhood. You've had it since as early as time. You've always seen it as who you are, or where you want to go, or who you want to be with. You've always kind of saw this as your new beginning, your way forward. But boy, were you heartbroken in the past. You could even be looking at someone else who was incredibly heartbroken, I see now. And this person has red flags around them, and then you're actually holding a red flag. So someone has got red flags around their sacral and solar plexus. A lack of acceptance, insecurities about weight and body size I see here as well. Something around the stomach, could have had a miscarriage or a baby or something like that. But the truth is, I see miscarriage and babies and abortion and stuff like that, something a little bit difficult. But the truth of the matter is, there were red flags in the environment, right? Signs saying, no, you can't go for this, because there was inner work, decisions and choices that had to be made, right? Money, love, career, dreams, ambition. You had to balance out your whole life. You've been waiting all your life to move towards this passion. This isn't an overnight one and done thing. This isn't, I just met someone and I love them, I want to be with them. Some people just suddenly meet someone on the app 2 days ago and now they're in love and they're both telling each other they're in love. It's not that vibration. This is years in the making. This love has been accruing for years. The assets on this, I wanted to say inflation, but we don't want to talk about inflation over here. Let's talk about what's the opposite. What am I trying to say? Why can't I find the words? It's been accruing. Let's just stick with that. You've invested wisely here. Patiently. Making all the right choices. This is really gorgeous, because now I've got loads of cryptocurrency content and financial conversation and stuff over on Hermetology Me and Hertech channels linked at the top of this page. But it looks like your understanding of stocks and bonds and trading is here, because it looks like you know when to hold, and you might not even know what you do any of this if you're not into that field, right? But because I'm aware of all of this stuff now, I'm looking at someone who's sold at the right time, bought at the right time, traded at the right time, trading agreements, all of that kind of stuff, trading in love as well, really sexy vibration, because it's like, now we're talking about trade in a new way, which is sexy to me, because it's a situation of, okay, I'm going to hold on that love, I'm going to hold on that chakra, I'm going to sell that love, I'm going to sell that chakra, I'm going to sell my root chakra to my crown chakra, I'm going to hold on the throat and the heart, I'm going to take the solar plexus and times it with a third eye, and then I'm just going to let that ride out into the end of the month, and then I'm going to invest both of them back into the root. Weird way. I've never in a million years spoken about chakras in regards to trade. This is a fucking amazing idea for someone who's like me. So if you get it, you get it. If you don't, I'm sorry, I don't want to lose you. We're going to branch out and bring it back to the a more of a generalized energy. But I hope you get the message within that. Yeah? Wow, have you been methodical and wise, and I want to say ruthless. Sometimes in life you've got to be a little bit ruthless, you've got to be a little bit cold and cunning. Sounds mean, provided you're not coming from a dark, demonic, evil space. You're just being wise and fastidious in your approach, then there is nothing really wrong with that. Because financially, you've been looking at the long term, materially, energetically, emotionally, lovingly, you've been waiting 5 years. Minimum 5 years, I want to say. Over the last 5 months, things could have really, really picked up. But I see someone who's been working on like Avatar state, if you know about the last Airbender. For the last 5 years, you've been going through this. So we're talking about 2019. We're talking about 2019, 999's out again. Now we got 66. Yeah, lovers cards out again. Real love here. 5's out again as well. That 5th of May looking even more significant over here as well for you guys, okay? Full moons on the 5th of May. A really significant window of healing, ascension, surrender, release. The final countdown. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. That's exactly the energy I get. We're counting down. We're counting down to a moment in time where that love that has been overflowing for 5 years, that has resulted in your life being discontent and bored. Wow, 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 wow. I'm going to stop. Hold on. How do I explain this? This love started 5 years ago. 5 years ago, this love birthed into the physical, into the 3D. Since that day, nothing has ever been the same. Feelings of discontent and boredom, periods of loneliness, isolation, suffering in silence, nothing has compared to or competed with this love. Nothing's even remotely scratched the surface of the feeling of this love. Once again, that love is whatever it is to you. Could be a passion, career, business idea, a venture, something that you saw someone else do at an event, something creative, something you saw at a seminar, a conference, something you done one-off by accident and it sparked the start of in time with you, or that one person you met 5 years ago that just filled you with love to a different degree, and you've never loved anyone like you've loved them. Whatever it is, 5 years of that love in the atmosphere hasn't budged, hasn't moved, hasn't changed. And every time you think about that love, think about that passion, think about that euphoric feeling, the rest of your life feels boring. You're discontent, you're withdrawn, you've been removed, you've been conflicted and defeated, because when you are presented with true love and you feel true love, you feel it in your heart and soul and it runs through your bones, you know it. You can't run from it, you can't remove it, and then the rest of your life starts to disintegrate and fall away, because love is the truest, most high vibrational energy of all. It's what we're all here for, and I don't want it to sound cheesy again, because once again I'm talking about that ethereal energy, that higher vibration, that frequency, that energy consciousness. That's love. Source, God, energy, that's love. Some people don't believe in God, but they believe in energy and love. That's the God seed. That's the highest vibration of all. That's the most fulfilling dimension. That's the crown chakra. That's oneness, wholeness, true source. Someone has drank the nectar drank from the tree of life. You know what I mean? Someone drank the nectar from that. What's all these that purity pool? You know, where in Time Trap, for example, if you've seen the movie currently featuring on Netflix, there's that water. Everyone's looking for that infinite supply of water. That it heals everything. It's the truest source. Everyone's looking for the truest source, and you've stumbled across it 5 years ago. It fulfilled you in absolutely every single way it could. And although you've just had that moment and that experience with source, and then you've gone on about your life, you've never been able to forget that source. I love food, so guess what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about going to a restaurant, getting lobster and steak, or or something delicious. Like now I'm getting Big Easy in my head. Like I love a bit of Big Easy, lobster and steak, or you can drink frozen margaritas. There's nothing like a Big Easy frozen margarita or a nice little bit of lobster and steak at a good restaurant with that sauce on. And we can go anywhere else. We can go to even more fine dining restaurants, but that sauce, they haven't got the same sauce as this place. I love the sauce from this place. So you're traveling around the world, different countries. You're eating all this amazing food, doing all these amazing things. But that fucking sauce, I just want that sauce again. And I think that's been the journey you've been on. And I want to say 5 years, it's 11:33 on the clock as well, and all of my phones are blinking at me right now, blinking 11:33. So that could be significant for you. I'm not sure what time you're watching this, but that could be significant. Yeah, we could be mirroring over here across space and time. But the main thing that I feel like Divine want to let you know is, wow, this didn't happen for a reason. You didn't meet the source, experience the source, feel the source for no reason. It sent you on a transformational journey for 5 years. Second time on the channel now, I've spoken about going to mediums and mediumship. And every time I went to see mediums, right, the main 2 times I went to a medium church, and really in that moment I needed advice, I needed help, I needed it. In those moments, I've sat down and the mediums come to me, and you're lucky when you've been chosen, especially if there's loads of people in the room and it's a busy night. There's only one person on call, and there could be 20 to 100, depending on what event you're going to, maybe even more than 100 at some of these events. So you're sitting there, luckily the Divine has called on you, and he starts digging into your life, and he's telling me about my dad and my dad's struggles before he passed away. It's my granddad who's come through. My granddad's going through all the memories of memory lane. He said to me, you really want to know about your future? He said, I'm so sorry, but you've got 5 more years to go of this. He goes, you're going through hell right now. I can see it in your face right now. I can see it in your energy. You really want me to let you know it's going to be all right and that you're going to get out of this. But he said, I'm so sorry, love. So sorry to tell you, you got 5 more years of this. My friend I was with looked at me like, fucking hell. Like, she knew I was broken. She knew I was crying before we came here. She's saying, get your coat, come on. We need to go to the church. Hopefully they're going to tell you something that's going to raise your vibration and give you hope, darling. We're going to get you hope today from mediumship. And we've gone straight in. He's come to me and he's told me, you've got 5 more years of this shit. If you think you're in hell now, you haven't seen nothing yet. Swear on my life, that's what he said to me. In that moment, I thought, for fuck's sake, what am I doing here? No! And we all went back home. All of the girls kind of met up. We all spoke about the experience. Everyone laughed it off, including me. Making massive jokes. Oh, he said, I've got 5 more years of this shit. And that's actually 5 years on from now. Funny enough that I'm talking about 5 years from you guys. That's 5 years on from me. I think that was 2019 as well. For me. Just before isolation. And I've laughed it off, and since then I've been through hell. Homelessness. Serious depression. Lost my dad, lost my nan, lost my gran. Lost my family, lost my friends. Oh my God. But do you know what? I'm out the other side now. I'm out the other side, and good old Keith. Good old Keith from the Spiritualist Church. He wasn't wrong. He was right. He was bang on. And he didn't sugarcoat it. He wasn't nice to me. He made it abundantly clear. Oh, you think you're in hell now? You're struggling now? You've seen nothing yet, love. You've got 5 more years of this, and it is gonna get worse. That's exactly how he said it. Me and my friend have looked at each other like, is he joking? Does he feel like it's okay to say this? And he said it like it was fucking nothing. But I didn't know what I was about to go through. I didn't know what I was about to embark on. And he warned me and he told me, but I didn't really take it in. I thought, great, more of this shit. But I didn't realise it was going to be painstakingly awful. The worst things I've ever been through in my life. 100% accurate he was. And that's exactly the story I'm sharing with you. You've been through that now. OMG. Oh, sorry about that. We've got the cat breaking glasses and vases as usual. I mean, how can a kitten break those many things? My kitten has broken about actually both of them. One's a cat now. Once they're cats, they're fine. But while they're kittens, they break everything. 4 vases, quite large scale vases, a mug, 2 mugs they've broken. It's just they just run past it, knock it down with not a care in the world, and then it's destroyed. So, sorry, I just had to sweep up the ruins, and now we carry on. And that's a beautiful ideology to pin. We've just had to clean up the ruins from the past, the ruins from the last 5 years, and now we can move on. Because actually we can't close out an old cycle until we clean up the mess we made before that. So this is fucking beautiful, isn't it? Because now in my head the ideology is, over 5 years ago when you had this enlightenment moment, this true profound love, this true awakening, this passion, desire, this connection with source, this love of a lifetime, in that moment from then on, you've gone on a journey for 5 years to clean up the ruins that existed before that. You spent the last 5 years, I wouldn't even say chasing this love, because that sounds cliche and cheesy and too basic to even say. So we won't dare say that, because you definitely weren't chasing this. But it's enlightenment we're talking about. We're talking about you being so enlightened 5 years ago that your whole life has just been one mirror to return to that moment, to that source, to that feeling, to that destiny. Wow, it's so profound. I'm just going to shuffle because I'm going to start just spewing out the mouth on this. Conflict and defeat coming out again, heartbreak again. This has really hurt you to the core. Because the foundation and achievements that you had in 2019 were really pretty much nothing when you had a taste of the new world, the new beginning, the new life, the new love, the new career, this enlightenment, this awakening. The awakening was so sexy, so profound, so divine, that you knew you had to sacrifice everything that existed before that. You knew you had to sacrifice yourself in the now moment. Imagine suddenly going, wow, everything before me and in this now moment, it ceases to exist, for I have really found the true source. Crown chakra's out following that, moving on. Because what you thought was love, what you thought was passion, what you thought was the career, what you thought was an enlightened reality, what you spoke on in the past, it was no longer victorious or successful. So you've spent the last 5 years patiently planning, healing your heart, taking on a powerful leadership position so you could truly recognize source, consciousness, higher vibration, so you could truly ascend. I feel like whoever I'm connecting with, you've been through 5 years, but you don't feel like you've awakened in those 5 years. You don't feel like you've ascended in those 5 years. You feel like you've been playing catch up, or you feel like you've just once again been closing out old cycles. You feel like you've been preparing for this awakening, preparing for this love, finding the strength, seeking awareness, waiting, biding your time, holding back, suffering in silence, looking to the stars, dreaming, hoping, working on your root chakras, trying to stay grounded, trying to find balance, trying to release any evil, dark, negative, low vibrations, seeing others for who they are, seeing your life for what it really is. It's like you have a dream one night, and then when you wake up, you realize, whoa, that dream was more real than my current reality. And then you just want to keep going back. Like, you know, sometimes you have a most amazing dream and you wake up and you're like, no, I want to go back. I want to go back to the dream. I want to go back to the dream. I mean, even in that moment, you've probably gone back to sleep. You're like, no, I'm going back to sleep. Please, God, take me back into that dream. It was the best dream I ever had in my life. Please take me back. And then you go back to sleep and you've never had that dream again. That one dream that you had was the most fulfilling, vibrant, sexy, delightful, euphoric, stunning dream you've ever had in your life. And then you had to wake up. Now you've woken up and nothing else even meets your desire. Your home, your house, your loved ones, your family and friends, your partners, your career, your work, everything now becomes lackluster and undesirable. Just brings on more feelings of lack and discontent and boredom, for that dream is now the only reality you truly crave. How profound. And it's your awareness of that, you knowing that has led you on this journey for 5 years to make that dream a reality, which is possible, guys. That's why we're here. We're manifesting. We're moving through dark and light. We're trying to bring our dreams into reality in any given moment. So you've rested now. You're in a period of rest now, a period of true acceptance. I think if I said this to you before and delivered a message to you before, you probably would have clicked off. You wouldn't have stayed all the way through. You wouldn't have felt like it wasn't for you. But now if you're connecting, please do hit the like. You realise, wow, I've accepted this, yeah. In the past, I shunned this, because when you realise that, wow, you really want something that's out of your remit or only in a dream state, you will tell yourself, get over it, get back to your day-to-day life. You're just dreaming, stop believing in this shit, get over it. It's a dream. You can't just have one magical dream and then wake up and hate the rest of your life. Snap out of it. Dreams are not real. But dreams are real. Tupac's quote. Reality is wrong. Dreams are real. You heard that straight from Tupac's mouth. Yeah? Dreams are real. Reality is wrong. From one of the greats. Yeah? So you've had to be patient here. It's caused a lot of mental conflict, a lot of inner turmoil, mental health concerns, psychological, spiritual warfare, back and forth in the mental mind space, waiting, longing, desiring, looking to the stars, a lot of manifestation, a lot of dream work. I'm looking at manifestation charts, manifestation grids. I'm looking at star grids, Isis grids, pyramid grids. All those kind of grids that you put crystals on and you pray, little things that you put on your head that you would see in like ancient, like I want to say ancient Arabic, but I mean like ancient Egyptian style ideologies and little amulets that you have in the middle of your head, like the black guy from Stargate. I see that as well. I also see the gold pyramids or copper pyramids that you put in your hand, copper bracelets as well. A lot of spiritual worship. All while suffering in silence. No one knew about this. You wouldn't dare speak about the truth of this. Intuitively, you knew you wanted this, but it wasn't something that you could just go around and speak about and share with others. It was so profound, so beautiful. The love of a lifetime. To me, when I say that, it's like, oh, cheesy. But I can't. It is what it is. A love of a lifetime. More than anything. More than any money in the world. More than anything could ever buy you. More than worth any shadow work, any travel to the dark or light realms, worth any psychological toll, worth all the struggles that you've been through in your life to date. It's challenged you mentally, emotionally, it's challenged your leadership skills, but you've done it. Love's out again. Love Begins is out again. You've done it now. Wow. This love is real. It's profound. Not everyone's going to want to celebrate it. Yeah? I'm going to say that now because the celebration cards come up in reverse. So I see you rushing forward towards this connection, this energy, this wish fulfillment, this true love. And it's going to bring you an incredible firm foundation. But I do see an energy here of emotional withdrawal and balance. So as you move towards this love, others will withdraw their love from you in the way in which you've known it in the past. But that shouldn't really be a problem for you, and I don't think you'll care too much, because if their love was enough for you, you wouldn't be craving this love that you've got in the dream state. Yeah, deception and envy's out. Because not everyone's going to be grateful for you, because this love is your highest level of independence. You're not relying on anyone else. You don't need anyone else. The obstacles and challenges that others have imposed on you and told you, don't go for this isn't true, this isn't a reality, you're dreaming and wishing, you can't really have this. Those voices don't exist anymore. Whether they were your inner critic or from other people in your network, they were preventing your new beginning. Your new beginning couldn't come in. This love was trapped in fear and conflict because you had to ascend. Your chakras had to make love. You had to close out those cycles from the past. You had to find strength. You had to be strong enough and wise enough and have enough persistence and perseverance to believe in the dream more than the reality. I don't know a lot of people that can do that. I don't know anyone else. I'm sorry. Please tell me that you know, and then hit me in the comments and say, no, I'm a believer too, hermatologist. Because actually, in my lifetime on this journey, and it makes me sad to even have to share this, one of those heavier moments in energy, because in all my time on this earth, I'm a wanderer, I'm a dreamer, I'm a believer, I'm a weirdo, right? I believe in dreams, I believe in magic, I believe in the unseen, more than I believe in the seen. And I haven't really been able to meet many others like me, who can just put their whole life in a dream. I put my whole life in a dream and then look at reality as not real, not a real thing, won't take it in, I'm chasing that dream. And it's lonely and it's scary and it's hard because you feel stupid all the time. You feel alone all the time. Your family and loved ones all the time look at you as the naive, silly one, believing and chasing a dream. Go along and get a 9 to 5. Go along and just get a husband or a wife that just ticks the everyday boxes. They're decent looking, they've got a good job, they can cook you a meal, they can pay their way, they can have children. There you go. You've got it. Why are you believing in the infinite? Why are you believing in this magical fairy tale? Why are you believing in the unbelievable? How silly of you. But there's only a few of us that truly only ever really feel that unbelievableness as the truest source. And it's when that true source is the only source that drives you forward, that gives you hope, that inspires you, that makes you happy, that's when you know that it has to be real. It has to be real. There's nothing else that fulfills me to this degree. There's no one or nothing that makes me feel this way. So what am I supposed to do? Pretend it's not real? Pretend that the visions in my mind, the dreams that I've conjured, my imagination, my hope and desires are not real? And continue to go along with society's standards when I'm so depressed and unfulfilled by it? When that is the true love I want, that is the true life I want, that is the truest form and vision of my higher self and my destiny right there, and I'm supposed to neglect and deny and reject and resist it when all that it does is pull me in towards it? No matter what you've done over the last 5 years, the rejection, the denial, the back and forth, the listening to others, the trying to conform, the confusion, the challenges, the experiments, all of it, you're still here now listening to me, knowing that this is right and true for you. And as a result, wow, is it coming in? Wow, is it destined? Wow, is it here in the now moment for you? Gonna go in with a few more cards. This was different for you, first card out. This was different for you, Eight of Pentacles. You've never worked like this. You've never had to use your brain like this. You've never had to manifest, work, create, spend money, manage your finances, connect, communicate. This has challenged you in every aspect of self. That's why it's taken so long, because it's challenged you to be the most higher version of you, the most enlightened version of you. It's challenged you through awakening cycles over and over again. You're truly evolving, and that's so gorgeous, because once again, not a lot of people could commit to that. First card out, Eight of Pentacles, working so hard through indifferences, feeling invalidated, feeling like you're not enough. In many social situations and settings now, I'm looking at a relationship deck, so this is going to be more relationship rooted, but take it as you will with that same passion and ideology of love. In many relationships, especially relationships that you fall into and that are easier for you, you feel powerful in it, you feel aligned to it, you feel worthy of it, right? The relationships that are more difficult, and at least this is for me, I've been used to being in relationships where I'm the power player, I'm the strong one, yeah? I feel great. I'm in relationships with people who don't feel worthy of me and have outrightly said, I don't feel like I deserve you, I don't feel worthy of you. And that was always a negative for me. It was always a somewhat of an insult, in that even though it was meant to be a compliment, it was just like, well, I don't want you to not feel worthy of me. I want you to feel worthy of me. I don't want you to feel like I'm too good for you. That's horrible. That's a horrible feeling, you know? It ruins the relationship. It makes us not be able to go forward, because you constantly keep reminding me that you don't feel like you deserve me, and as a result you pull away, and I pull away, and I can't give all of my love to you because I fear that it's too much for you, and you just get overwhelmed by how much love I have to give you, so I pull it back. But then I'm not being all of me, you know? And that's what I see here, because I see two couples, and both times this masculine is offering this woman a rose, and she's like pulling away, feeling like she doesn't deserve it, she's not worthy. But then what this takes me to is, in relationships in the past, you've maybe always been the one that's kind of seen as the more dominant in the relationship. You've always been more in a financially well-off situation. The others always looked at you as like, oh, I'm so lucky to have you. Oh my gosh, I don't even feel like I deserve you. Those kind of relationships. I really don't deserve you. You're too good for me. That. And then I feel like when you meet someone for the first time, at least for me in the opposing context, when you meet someone who suddenly you don't feel worthy of them. You spent years and years in relationships, all the people you've ever dated with and been sexual with, they've always felt like they don't deserve you. And suddenly now you've met someone and you feel like you don't deserve them. The shoe's on the other foot, the energy shifted, a massive change. This is closing out an old cycle, because now it means that you're setting your standards much higher. In the past, you had much lower standards. So when you've met someone who, for once, you feel like you don't deserve, that's going to create an awakening and a paradigm shift, because you're like, oh my gosh, all this time I've been in connections where I'm the richer one, I'm more abundant, I'm more wealthy, I'm more vocally present, I'm more powerful, I'm more known, I'm more popular, I'm more known, I'm more recognized, I'm more this and more that, whatever it is, the materialness of it. But in that same breath, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to need strength to be in a situation like this, or engage in a love this profound. Because whilst I was working that 9 to 5 and I was the leader in the environment, God, I was powerful. But now I'm going into this position where I've got to be CEO and take on a whole other position and be a lot higher and more mighty. Oh my gosh. Now I don't feel worthy. Now I don't feel worthy of the CEO title. I was great as a leader, I was great as a senior SLT, but a CEO now? Whoa. Do you get what I mean? The awakening was a level up in your life that took you from a place of being the king of the castle to being, what's the reverse of that? So for the last 5 years, you've been looking on and watching this, watching the evolution of this career, of this passion, of this industry. Or whatever it is, like you wanted, like whether it's spirituality, spiritual career, starting your own business, baking, cooking, right? Being a chef, being in politics, taking on some kind of governance role, stepping into the crypto arena, for example. falling in love with someone who's really recognized and popular in the industry, overwhelming for you. But the flow, the emotional fulfillment, the love that you feel for this person, for this passion, it was just unbelievable. It outweighed your ability to ignore it, because if it was just a little bit of, oh, they're just too good for me, you could have walked away. But they're too good for me, but it feels too good to ignore. Yeah? Which is what has challenged your awakening, because you repeatedly dive into this vibration. You may have been in and out of this connection, so I love you, I want to be with you, but I'm scared and I'm going to pull away. I'm going to make an effort now and then I'm going to pull away. I'm going to build this business now, but then I'm going to pull away. I'm going to go to this meeting, start this career, do this new thing, but then I'm going to stop again. You're in and you're out. You're in and you're out. It's a little bit of hokey cokey. You put your right leg in, your right leg out. Shake it all about. You do the hokey cokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about. This is a great analogy. Because for the last 5 years, you've been doing the hokey cokey with whatever this love is. You've been in, you put that right leg in, then you took it out. You put your left leg in, you took it out. Your right arm, your left arm. Look at all the body parts you've been working through. Go and watch my body parts series. What a great segue on the Hermatology Me channel, featured at the top of this page. Body parts series, where we talk about the significance and important parts of the body and how they're looked at stereotypically, right? Really important convos over there, so go and check that out. But you've been doing the hokey cokey with all of your body parts for 5 years. That means you've been slowly immersing yourself into this new ecosystem, this new reality. You've been testing out this new love, real slow and steady. Test driving a new car, I get in my head as well. I just recently came across Super Blondie on my Instagram. She's blowing up virally on my algorithm over here. And the cars that I'm seeing her present and show, I'm like, oh my God. I don't even drive, right? I just I like speed racing and demolition derbies and super fast racing experiences, like when I'm in the Caribbean and stuff. I've got friends who do speed racing, so we'll go to the track and just zing it down as fast as you possibly can. And when you're in Jamaica and Antigua, the roads are kind of made for speed races. There's no speed limit on some of these Caribbean roads, so if you've got a real rebel who's driving, you can just sit in the passenger and they can just go ape shit on speed. And if you're an adrenaline junkie and you've got a need for speed and you've grown up playing car games and you're a nerd for Mario Kart, it's the thrill of it is unfucking real. So the point being, I don't know what the point being is. I just got taken away with that. But it's the need for speed here. But you've been doing the hokey cokey, so that speed hasn't been there. So imagine all this time. It's like living in the fucking UK with a super speedy car. You can't put your foot down. You got all these fucking speed limits. But if you go to Antigua, go to Jamaica, put your fucking foot down. Ah! Go! I feel really nerdy now and I'm reliving some past memories, but the speed force is just incredible. And I feel like that's what it's been for you. It's been whatever restrictions and restraints you've had on the speed that you can take, it's been incredibly limiting. But wow, now you can start to really put your foot down. And you haven't got to worry about crashing or speed limits or breaking any rules. You can really surrender to all of this. Intuitively, you knew this was the only way to go in your life. 5 years. I mean, who works on something like this in secret for 5 years? Because for some of you guys, whatever this love is, the career, the industry, the person, they don't know that that's how you really feel. This is all hush hush under the radar. This is, I'm just going to work on this quietly and peacefully in secret, because I don't even know what this is. I know what I've seen and I know what I've felt, but I dare speak it into existence. The thought of it kills me sometimes. The overwhelm of how it makes me feel and how I feel in a way I've never felt before in relation to this love, it scares me so much that I have to question, me? Could it be me? Could this be me? Could this be us? Yeah, in whatever context. Am I really the destined one for this career? Are you really the destined one for me? Could you really see me as this? Could I really see you as that? Could we really be? Is this really it? Really intensive, profound energy, bringing up a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of heartache. But more than anything, above all of it, love remains. Morals and integrity challenged. If I do this career, can I do this career? If I'm with you, what does it mean for all the other lovers that I have? If you're a freak in the sheets and you like a lot of partners, threesome, foursomes, orgies and all sorts, what do I do here? Am I really prepared to let my freak-a-leak life go for this love? No more polyamory experiences for this one? No more 9 to 5 over here for this? No more secure finance and career over here for that? A lot of decisions have had to be made. That's why 5 years seems like a hell of a long time, but for true inner healing and personal growth and development, and for the biggest manifestation of your life, it was a mere drop in the ocean. A mere drop in the ocean, because now, after all of these years of confusion and plotting and scheming and writing and manifesting, a lot of journaling here, this can happen. Two hearts coming together after a really intensive period of coldness and withdrawn energy and neglect and denial and back and forth. Once again, that hokey energy coming out in the cards as well. Taming the beast within. Trying to control the lust, the desire, the craving, the sexual intimacy, the oneness. But what you'll see now, 5 years on, and this is where we're going to end and leave it, to know that this is really for you, and this is really the message that you needed to hear today. After 5 years, does that love still burn as brightly as that first day you felt it and you saw it? The first day you manifested it, the first day you dreamed it. Is that dream still etched into your head as strongly as it was when you had it 5 years ago? Because whoever I'm connecting with, this love, it hasn't budged in 5 years. It hasn't changed in 5 years. It hasn't weakened. It hasn't lessened. If anything else, it has grown. So what does that mean? What does that mean for you? What does that mean for your future? What does it mean for them? I hope you find your way. And I hope you find the answers on this journey, because this is a profound love that you have worked incredibly hard for. And you will have all your wishes come true because of it. Be proud of yourself. Take a minute to give thanks to the Lord today. Whatever your belief is, whatever your religion is, some of you may not believe in God in the context at which I do. But please take a minute to just praise the Most High, because wow, it didn't falter in the time of need, and it hasn't faltered over the last 5 years. And look at you now. Look at your life now. You're so aligned and so ready and so destined, and you really do deserve this, okay? Love and Light Collective. Please do hit like and subscribe, and I'll be back soon with more.